The only crypto show with fangs.
It's a shadow dragging me down. Bitcoin's light face, lost in this town. I'm yielding out rough, voice cracking with need. Lift this heart high, plant a higher seed. Fears away, pulling at my cheeks, but hope's a spark. 2 feet. Oh, I'm begging for the risk. Let it soar. Crack those calls, giving me more. Lift the peak, let the fire breathe. Free my soul from this heavy tape. Push the heights, shatter the doom. Feel the rush, lead me home. Oh, rise up, harmonic well, hoops collide like the open sky. Lift the peak, hear my victory cry. So the dip's a scar, cutting every limb. My voice breaks wide, searching for a sign. For the high, a desperate call. Heal this heart, let the market stall. Down to chain, crushing my will, but fast a flame, climbing up the hill. Oh, I'm yearning for the risk. Take me up, crack those beats, feel my cool. Let the fire breathe. Free my soul from this heavy tape. Push the heights, shatter the doom. Feel the rush, lead me home. Oh, rise up, harmonic well, hoops collide like the open sky. Lift the peak, hear my victory cry. Bitcoins rise on eagles. My soul. Oh, lift the peak, let the fire breathe. Fry my soul from this heavy take. My soul. Bring it on. Weekend whale games, dumping in a holler. Crypto's wild ride, stirring up $1. Weekend whale games, riding that crash wave, laughing at the flop with the brave and the brave. Markets a hold down, spinning me around. Greed's my moonshine, knocking me to the ground. Weekend whale games, yeehaw. Witty tail spinning, lessons of soul. Woo! Oh, oh, whale games weekend. Oh, oh, whale games weekend. Oh, oh, whale games weekend. Friday night kicks, whales start to spree. Dumping my stack like a bong gone free. Chase a shiny coin, thought I'd hit the gold. Greed had me roping dreams that turn cold. Stupid cowboy hustle, galloping too fast. Markets a stampede, leaving me aghast. From high noon hype to a dust bowl dive. Overdose on greed, barely alive. Yeehaw! The rush was a bluff, the fall was a sting. Greed's my whiskey pulling every string. Yeehaw! Time to laugh and learn. Whale games weekend, feel the burn. Weekend whale games, hey! Dumping in a holler. Crypto's wild ride, stirring up $1. Weekend whale games, hey! Riding that crash wave, laughing at the flop with the brave and the brave. Markets a hold down, spinning me around. Greed's my moonshine, knocking me to the ground. Weekend whale games, yeehaw. Witty tail spinning, lessons of soul. Yo! Oh, oh, whale games weekend. Oh, oh, whale games weekend. Oh, oh, whale games weekend. Saturday dawn, charts flash a wreck. Whales playing poker, leaving me in debt. Bought a pig in a pole, thought it so high. Greed had me dancing with a lonesome cry. Stupid bone dance, twirling with the hype. Markets a corral, roping my type. From rodeo king to a tumbleweed jazz. Whale games weekend put me to the test. Yeehaw! The high was a trick, the low was a jolt. Greed's my tonic, stealing my boat. Time to wise up quick. Whale games weekend, take my pick. Weekend whale games, hey! Dumping in the holler. Crypto wild ride, stirring up $1. Weekend whale games, hey! Riding that crash wave, laughing at the flop with the brave and the brave. Markets a hold down, spinning me around. Greed's my moonshine, knocking me to the ground. Weekend whale games, yeehaw. Witty tail spinning, lessons of soul. Yo! Winding down, wisdom's taking root. Greed's a bad brew, kicking all my boot. From the dust I stand, smarter now. With a laugh and bang, weekend whale games, dumping in the holler. Crypto wild ride, stirring up $1. Ooh, weekend whale games, hey! Dumping in the holler. Crypto wild ride, stirring up $1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sunday evening show, where we start out with a little cowbell. If you're feeling sad today, things will start going well in your life. Your life? Well, perhaps you need one of two things. One of them would be a little cowbell. Makes you feel good. And a lot of Jesus. Jesus and cowbell. Think it's going to be a viral hit.
John, are you ready to hit the button? You suck at hitting buttons. Are you ready? Are you ready? You got your finger on it? Oh, shut up, Toppy. Let me do my job. You do what, paper push, whatever you do over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for... Well, hell, we don't know what we have going on today. Is it a turkey? Is it a mogwai? Is it a voodoo doll? What are we going to run into? My goodness, we don't even know. I don't think we're set up yet. Oh my God, can it be? Are you pausing for time? Are you trying to buy some time?
For those of you that have been hitting that like button, I should say thank you very much.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Late Night Crypto with Road Dawg. We're a mogwai tonight. Happy Halloween season, everybody. It's getting closer, sneaking in on us. easy to miss if you spend too much time indoors and looking at these charts and accounts and things like that. But today was kind of an interesting day here as Bitcoin took a sudden turn. Kind of its typical play it's been doing a little bit recently. It's starting to bump up on the weekends, carry into the week, and then usually get slammed flat down on its ass again. I don't know, would that happen this time? We've drawn out key areas to look for last night. The flag chasers are just now figuring it out today sometime with the help of Bookmap and a trading bot and other things. So we try to let you know a little ahead of time the key levels to look for, because that's what our focus is on. Using a little Fibonacci magic, a little trend line insight, and a little bit of... I lost my thought. It happens. Squirrel. So right over here, we're looking at altcoins up pretty good today, right? Top 100's up 5%. Top 200's up 5%. About 5 to 6% across the board. The only one that's down, that's in the red, is COAI, and this kind of a flip-flop in it, because wasn't it just a few days ago all of these were red, and this one was up like running up to 10, 11, 12, 17, $20. It was the only one green and a big sea of red bubbles there. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some I got some chill music going on in the background here, and the music affects my delivery, as you might know. So if it gets a little too weird, we might need to change the music up. I might be going into elevator riding mode here. So let's take a look at Bitcoin, if you don't mind. This is on a bigger time frame, more like the 4 hour. And the reason we had Miss Lucy, the little devil girl, in our intro there is because, well, that's where we're bumping our head here. Also at this 0.5 Fibonacci area that we were eyeballing there. That's one that we got to get past. Or actually, I think that's that is the bigger one, if I'm not mistaken here. So looking for this idea that could take us down to 100,000, still viable until we kind of invalidate it. Getting above this little area over here would start to invalidate this pattern, in my opinion, and make this a little other thing to look at. So we're keeping our eye out for that. Our moving averages are shaping up quite nicely, so are our trend lines here. Now we got one hump, we could get a two hump, a three hump, and then a dump. The three hump could be taking us up to this area, the 786 Fibonacci, which is 121, really close to our all-time high. At one point it was it would have been our we got up a little bit more. We got up to 123 those last times. We were able to go up a little higher. Might we go up higher this time? If you take into mind this local pattern shape that we got here, well, I wouldn't say too local, but it is it's at the top here, where we were making consecutively higher highs here, except for this little W shape, which gave us this bearish harmonic pattern to drop us down. And all the keen people who shorted that, which I'm still amazed at, because I wasn't looking for this particular setup, but at that time. The flip side of that is this harmonic pattern, which could be still pulling us down to 100,000. So I know that we got to be cautious, because if they're going to try to do such a move to take us down to 100,000, this would be one of the type of setups that they would be doing, trying to rush us up on the weekend, hype in the retail people that got the weekends off and a few extra bucks to spare there, in hopes that the money print are turning on, which is true. Trying to front run that idea and see Bitcoin take off and altcoins take off and start filling their bags real quick, real heavy, going real heavy. And it may work if we do continue out of here, or it could be another nightmare on Elm Street if they decide to flush us out again, say come, I don't know, maybe Tuesday into Wednesday. They seem to be on a very similar time schedule for doing those things. I'm sure that they will switch it up. They like to switch the game up on us. They used to try to dump us on the weekends, let us hang a little bit on the weekend, and then there was a surprise dump on Sunday or Saturday night sometimes, usually Sundays. And then they would start pumping us up on Tuesdays into Wednesdays. And So they like to play with this. They like to switch it up just a little bit. Or what are they doing right now? So I think what we should do, if you don't mind, is take a little look at Bitcoin. If we can get to a chart that we can, this area right here, this guy, this little guy right here, 117. I believe if we can get past this first hurdle that we got, that kind of takes us a little bit further away from this $100,000 idea, right? I need to get to a cleaner chart here. Give me a cleaner chart. What's this one? I'll sacrifice you. We'll sacrifice you. We're going to sacrifice this chart. Oh no! Here on the daily. And so when we zoom out and we kind of see what we got going on, you know, it is making the curve parabolic. We looked at that before. I might look at it again. We just like to get some initial kind of trend line ideas here. I'm going to go from this one, connect to there. Well, it seems like it connects all the way down through here, not that kind of. They had one that kind of crisscrossed, so I'm not worried about these right now. We're curving and we want to track that curve. So we'll go from this last one here up to there. And we do have some confidence with the angles on those wicks. So maybe this is part of a big, another 1 hump, 2 hump, 3 hump dumps on this trend line. I don't know. Maybe we're going to dump from this one. Lots of things could be happening. But the biggest thing to keep in mind, in my personal opinion, is swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. Where did we go? Didn't quite touch our 0.5 fib, but we did hang out. Even after the dip and all of that at which one? The 382. Now, the 382 is a very interesting guy that if we do have such a move like that, we're going to bounce off of it. It does give us a nice, beautiful target area. The most bullish one being right up here for a 1-to-1 move to 158,000. The other, if I can get it, being right here in this little zone right here. Well, technically it's the 38. That's a little 382 area, negative in the negative. You're listening to original music tonight. It is not epidemic sounds. Don't need epidemic sounds much anymore, anyway. Well, we got 27% gains to that target if we're lucky enough to get that. Here on the daily, you might notice, if you peep this out, looking at the moving averages, we are at the 200 moving average. It seems like it caught speed. Now that's a good sign. Usually whenever we do recover a 200 moving average, we do pretty good. And here we tested that little sucker, and we price fought not to go below it, and seems to be successful. And if we believe in our trend line theories here, and we are looking for at least 3 touches and to make that thing a nice solid trend line. And I believe you can make an argument, might even have 4 touches right here if we're going with wick ideas, and we'll go with that. I normally like to go candle bodies. We could do that too. We could tighten her up, but why just leave it? We just leave it. We've got our base trend line, and now we got another one, right? And you see the angle being respected there. So I do think that this move is nice and strong, and it's trying to be genuine. We got past these areas. I haven't got past this little area here, 117, but remember that was a little special area that our fib's pointing out. Swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. And here is the make or break line that we just got past. That 0.5 Fibonacci. That was the tipping point. Are we bullish or bearish? We're leaning more bullish right now. We haven't closed a candle above it. We've not cleared it. 100 moving averages up there, which can still be rejection. You can see the 21 and the 9 are still below. 21 crossed it bearishly. No bueno, senor. No bueno. Don't like that. But we can recover. Price is above that 21. This 9 moving average, which I tell you, if we're above the 9, we're doing fine because that signifies a strong trend on any trend line that you're on. Did a full 180 like a cop car turning around to catch a speeder. Is trying to catch up with price action right there, and I think that it will. Meanwhile, we're tracking this, seeing if we can get Bitcoin to come up and test this 618 area, because that's going to be the juicy target. And I would expect there to be a lot of sell pressure there, as a lot of people do like to short that little booger. A lot of algorithms, a lot of bots are are programmed to respect these areas and to do things like that. So traders and alike, common strategy to sell at the 6-1 out with 8, whether you're taking profits or trying to get a little short, even if it's a scalp short. A lot of people will be looking to do that. So there's some liquidity to be had there. We'll go ahead and throw a 382 because why don't we just give Bitcoin a little ambitious target to go for, right? Even if it is just a lower low in the bear market zone, and this is our last little pump before we go to zero. We got hope that we can at least come back up to 121,000. I don't think it's the bear market, ladies and gentlemen. I do not. I think this is the nasty flush out that they do every damn October. Make us wonder why we're in crypto. It's supposed to be October. And think, no, my portfolio died. I'm still getting liquidated. I lost everything. Those are the stories that we hear commonly at this point in the game when they get overly bullish a little bit too early. Try to caution against that here at the channel, but you also don't want to miss these moves when they come, right? And isn't it just like them? Think about it for a moment, the market makers, if this is when we're going to move. Isn't this the perfect setup to make the move on the weekend after you ransacked everybody and got them all PTSD'd out, not trusting anything? Because a lot of people are not really trusting this move. And for good riddance. For good riddance, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We don't want to get fooled again. I feel like I should be a different animal if I'm talking in this voice. Somehow I think this might need a little turkey vision. So, boom shakalaka, baby. Yeah, this is a sexy turkey. Glistening with extra crispy goodness. Crackling, if you will, under the heat of the night. Thank you so much for joining me. 16 people hanging out that I haven't driven off with this weird ass voice that comes out with this kind of music. Give a shout out to you guys in just a second here. Say Greater Squatch was first tonight. So 117, we're looking for that little guy, and we also want to make sure that we can clear some candles over here, a daily candle above that. This purple line that we got there. I guess we can take the old Fibonacci off of there. So, well, no, before we do, when we pull our Fibonacci from swing high to swing low, all the way from that all-time high down to this little scary-ass wick they got, and we see that 236 area right here, that little first line that comes up. Yeah. What do you think about that area right now? What's your thoughts on this area right now? I mean, at the time, it's like, oh my God, I don't trust this. We're going down. It's going to $30,000. But judging from where we are right now, 114, I think there's a lot of people saying, man, I should have bought more when it was $107,000. Man, why didn't I buy more when it was $106,000? This is known affectionately on my channel as the I wish I'd bought more zone. The coulda, woulda, shoulda dream zone right there that we all pass up. Or no, I wouldn't say we all pass up, but it's so easily passed up by so many people that don't look at the fibs this way, in this manner. We're going to come down from the daily to this 4-hour chart here. We're going to draw some magical trend lines. Maybe we're going to take our little paintbrush or this little sticky thing or this little line tool, pinch it up there and just pull it ever so slightly down here, making a happy little line with happy little candles that are breaking out of the happy little line and saying, screw you, I'm not going back, you can't make me. And it's already taken out this high. That one took out this high. It's a cruel game, dog eat dog world, and I believe this one's coming for this guy. Going to take you out as we approach 117,000, but will it stick? That's the question that we've all burning to know. Can we trust this move? Are they going to dump us tomorrow? No, they might wait till Tuesday. In the meantime, we got some more up to go. Or we could be going for the gusto, baby. This might be it. This might be it. A lot of people will start getting hyped up here, especially after we get past 117. Just know area resistance at 121. But if you want that bullish target, you want that little higher high that we want to be aiming for. If we try to get that little higher high, if you can take me just a little higher, baby, take me higher. Singing is free tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Mostly because nobody pays me to sing, so you all get it for free. Just my little gift to the world. Hiya! 129,468 would be my first little target for that higher high. Why do you pick that, Road Dawg? Why would you ever pick that target? Why would you ever do such a gosh darn thing? And I couldn't even be able to tell you why. This one came just a little shy of it right there. Came just a little shy of it right there. This one over here, from the swing high to swing low. Where did it go? Can you see that? Can you smell what we're cooking tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Can you take the little alpha that I try to show you every day that kind of helps you predict? Kind of find some areas that may not be lining up perfect. It may just be this chart. It may be my pulling. But baby, we're right there. Where all the juicy goodness goes for, and you know where to look for it. If you're watching Road Dawg Crypto. Oh my God, I don't know how long I can keep this up. I feel like a DJ on a porno show. A late night love show. If you love crypto. Dial 1-800. All right, 976. I mean, I've read about 976 numbers in the history books. That's the only way I know about 976 numbers. And if you don't know, well, you should really pay more attention in your history class. I'm just saying, you gotta know where we're coming from to know where we're going to go, people. Come on, don't judge me. Actually, I had a friend growing up, man, and oh my God, they had a serious issue with that. Crazy ass phone bills. I don't know how. So we see this trend line up here for some kind of wild ass channel idea. Looking at it for a little place. Give us some support resistance ideas. Oh, looky look. We just identified the channel those. Yeah, well, now we know we got some more resistance up through there. That's one of the benefits of looking back at where you went and knowing what to look for. And I don't know. Now we got a big fat resistance there. I want to paint you red. We're going to track that little baby, because I think you'll see a little something from there. Those are places we can bump our head into. So it is looking good for Bitcoin, and if it looks good for Bitcoin, it'll look good for altcoins. But since this is the end of the week, and why not? We didn't start out here, but might as well go back to it. Do we have a CME gap? Are they going to take care of that gap? What's going on with the gap? Come on, baby. Tell me what's up. We're going to come over to MBT1. That's the micro Bitcoin futures. We're going to switch over to the Christmas tree candles. And we're going to clear out all these little targets that there seems to be areas that were respected or not respected. Or I don't know. We'll just look at this. What's this? What's this right here from where they opened the day and went straight up? What is this? From this body area here to this body close. Oh, my goodness. What do we have going on there? It's right at the 9 moving average on the, we're on the daily. I'm not even on the weekly. Oh, on the daily, we're looking for the gap on the daily, right? This looks cool. We can get past that red cloud. That looks good. I don't know about all this. That spells chop to me. Possible. Should be all green here. If it's got a little red, how do you know that ahead of time? How do you see into December there? What the hell? You better flip that green or something. Change your mind. Don't be flip-flopping in December. But there's a good chance, ladies and gentlemen, called gap theory, where the boys that started buying today, catching with the whale games playing on, maybe it's a setup. Look at this resistance area we're coming up to. Perfect place to get our butts handed to us if we get a little bit too bullish. 9 moving average is down here. That's cool, but price is away from it, and there's a gap. There's a good chance we'll be coming back down here to 110,800 and retest that. So let's get that idea kind of out there, so it's not going to surprise us, and flag chasers won't get us, looking for $150,000 by Tuesday or whatever the setups are. I think those targets are all for show. I like to find targets that actually have some validity and actually give me targets I can actually cash in on, rather than some hope and dream and try to figure out where to get out on the way up there. Oh, look, already sold. Oh, really? Why'd you sell? We don't even know why you got in the trade, man. You didn't have a trigger or anything. You said, "What's good? I'll go ahead and get in." All right. I mean, we do that, but if we admit it. I mean, but if we're trying to play the game right, then we know that that's not how we should do, right? We're going to flip back over. Well, we need to stay here on the weekly. We're going to look at some indicators here because they give us some insight too, right? Flipping back to my Heikin-Ashi candles. Now, I like this moving averages here on the weekly. You see what's going on here? Now, I like you, Heikin-Ashi. That's the 9-moving average. Now, we have not recovered it. We are above it. We could recover it, but it's trying to do a 180 there too. Now, this is starting to look like a nice little move here. Trend line on the weekly doesn't look as quite severe as it did on the daily, right? But it's still there. Still there. Now this is the type of cloud formation we want to see in our little crypto skies right here. We want to see something just like this, maybe even a little thinner. If it gets thinner, that means we can get a faster move out of this little thing. Those little thin ones, you know, I like the little thin ones. The thicker ones we start kind of leaning too heavily toward them, and then it can go south. So on the weekly, we're not above the 9-moving average, but we are trying to reclaim it right now. And it has not bearishly crossed that 21, so that's good. Looking at our other indicators, they're looking pretty positive here. We see that the stochastics are trying to come up. They have crossed the 20% area, so now there is technically a bot trigger right there when the stochastics pass the 20% area, unless you customize it even further. But by stochastic strategy, that's your buy signal, right? RSI getting above 30 is a buy signal and a buy trigger, and we're well above that. We're at 55 right now, which is, as long as you're above 50%, then you're doing good. All these things, imagine them like a football field. Even the Fibonacci, man, even the Fibonacci. You got a 50-yard line right here, man. You go from one end to the other. If you get past that 50-yard line, well, you're closer to the touchdown goal, right? And you get driven back below the 50-yard line, you know, you're back in defense territory right there, man. Especially if they got a dang Forrest Gump that don't know to stop here at the 0 and keeps coming down to these areas, just runs and keeps on going right out of town. That sucks. Hopefully we got our own little Forrest Gump that'll take it up this way and just keep on running. I started running. That's what we want to see Bitcoin do, is run. Run, baby, run. Perhaps we need some weekly trend line ideas over here, because that's usually your juiciest alphas on your bigger time frames. Oh, look at that. We didn't even come down. We almost wanted to come down and touch it. I don't think I drew you down here before. Not lately. See if we can tighten up our game here. Yeah, we're still there, aren't we? A little wiggle room to wiggle tonight. I like what I'm seeing. I just hope it holds up. But I do like that we're starting to tick off these boxes for Bitcoin, and that means that altcoins can follow. They can get a bump up, but just remember, when Bitcoin goes down, altcoins go down more. Until we get that Bitcoin dominance under control here. We do have officially a breakout here on the 4-hour time frame of Bitcoin. Official clearing of the breakout. This pattern that we're looking at is a local pattern. It's called a descending broadening wedge. They have a 72% chance to break to the upside. One of the things you want to look for is them to make a partial decline area where it levels out and stops touching this damn trend line and stops making lower lows, leveling out, and then they get ready to break out. One of the things we talk about here a lot on this channel when it comes to pattern trading. Started out as a pattern trading and fell down the Fibonacci rabbit hole. And from there, it's just been a crazy wild ride. Some people be looking at an Adam and Eve if they're zooming in on smaller time frames or whatnot. But if you zoom out and see what's going on, let's check out the other ideas. And you also got this little guy here. We don't want to forget about this guy, do it? No, it's a theory at the moment, but we know price travels in channels, and we got the channel idea right here. I got one of the channel ideas right here. Let's see how that pans out. Does it match up with one of our Fibonacci lines that we had? I would dare say that we should probably go check. Let's check swing high to swing low. Oh God, are we doing that again? 786 is right there, baby. This is how we let the charts talk to us and tell us the game plan. We listen to the charts. charts. To the charts. Told you this music would make me goofy. I would not want to disappoint you on that at all. Still, we got our 0.5 Fibonacci right here, the little purple line on this micro Bitcoin futures chart. Are we I'm doing the MBT one? I didn't know. I'm on their chart. Well, that's kind of cool. Now, their moving averages do look a little bit more bullish. We didn't do our weekly analysis on this, did we? Crap. Well, they seem to win out anyway. And that's one of the clues that we had when we were down at the juicy low lows and everybody's scared that we went to this chart a lot and saw the discrepancy in the moving averages because they don't trade on the weekends. And it was a much more bullish chart indicating. And since they got all the money and they're the real futures, the futures are kind of predictive, right? That's the whole game. There's a mismatch between the future price and the actual spot price because they're running ahead or running, or it's below because they're forecasting and betting on what it's going to do ahead of time, right? So I would assume that would reflect also into the moving averages that they have. All right, so I probably need to get off this chart. We'll just come back over here where we got everything spelled out already. And I do want to check that weekly for the moving averages here. Do we have that reversal thing going on? Yeah, we do. We got the U-turn going on there. All right. What's our mag? Oh my goodness. The sign that we've been hoping for, one of them, one of the first ones. Since we got our weekly candle close, we now finally have a lighter histogram bar. And that could be the good sign. Usually you'll get these lighter histogram bars. In an ideal situation like this over here is good. But when we get flip-floppiness over here, it can be kind of, I don't know. We're kind of in the, I don't know, kind of zone right now because it can still go against us. Let's take an example of when it did that and what happened. I think this would probably be the best one. We'll draw a little line there. And then let's also take a look at this one when it happened. When we zoom out of this to our regular chart and follow those lines, what happened with price when that happened? When we first got that gray histogram, that little lighter histogram. Well, on the very first one where we were kind of, I don't know, we did get a little rise up, but then we kind of lost it in a little chop and leveled out, and that's when we came down to 49,000, and I was freaking the F out. This was not a fun time for me, ladies and gentlemen. This was a good time over here. Everything was good and golden. Between there and here, there was a big crap storm in altcoins, and that's when they started giving it all up. Now, that second instance that we looked at on the MACD on the weekly gave us this rise, the one that looked a little bit more ideal. Now, that's not the situation that we got on the MACD, so I'm not expecting quite like this rise. Now, that's what we look for to get to our new all-time highs because, well, that's what happened when that happened last time. It got us up to 23. The other one gave us a little bit of shakiness, and maybe we'll get some of that in November, right? November can be a tricky month too, right? Just usually think about how many Thanksgiving conversations have been there, and it's like, oh God, I hope they don't talk to me about crypto because it's sucking right now. It's sucking right now. There's been a lot of Thanksgivings, even in the bull market. There's only one that I really remember that was just the best Thanksgiving ever. It seems like it was around 2017, right? That one, I think it was around 2017. And then we keep hoping and that they're all going to be that way. But they're not all that way, are they? 20 people hanging out with me, not bored to death with me yet. I swear I'm getting over here somewhere. Have we already? It's 38 minutes. Okay, we're going to get to altcoins. We're going to look at Gator Squatch's gem pick. He's got a gem pick. I'll go ahead and throw it out there. He's already put in the chat. I like to leave you hanging instead of giving it to you at the first to make you sit around and listen to it. BitNile is the gem pick. Contract address is in there. I've already got it put up on the deck screener. We just got to get over there. Squirrel! But before we do anything related to altcoins, you know the rules of the game is you got to check the altcoin weather, the market weather, and we do this over here. SPX looks okay, they're good, but they've been closed for the weekend, so we got to really give them time. There might be some pre-market late. I don't think they do anything on Sunday, right? I don't know. Whatever, they will be active tomorrow. Here, behind my big fat turkey head, right down here, we see that stablecoin dominance is dropping. Money coming out of stablecoins going into altcoins and or Bitcoin. Since Bitcoin is still at 59% of the market cap, I would say a lot of it is still in Bitcoin. Although, look at Bitcoin dominance over here behind the banana. Look at it. It's starting to drop, and not only drop, it's testing the trend line we got there. Now, this could be good. I ain't saying it's altcoin season, but I'm saying we get a nice little altcoin push, some more than others, some a lot more than others, and we'll take a look at some of those. And then we've got, our target was, holy crap, you went up here. Are you done? You're not done, are you? We're going to have to we got to take a closer look at total 3. She's in reversal area right now. She is in impossible reversal territory. They might be trying to pull the rug out from underneath us. We don't want to get the rug pulled. No more rug pulls. You hear? You feel me? Right? Look at this nice W pattern right there. 50 moving average. We got above it. That's one of the things we wanted to see out of Bitcoin. We did that. It's getting above the 618. This is looking juicy. I think we can push up a little bit more, actually. Nice little W. Now, if we take this, remember, there can definitely be a pullback to retest this before we do get way up there. Okay, that's why everybody kind of forgets on the way up. It's like, oh my God, it's got a really strong chance of coming back down to a retest idea. Yeah, I would plan for that, and you also got this idea too. All right, but there is a nice little measure move for this, depending on where you want to pull it from, and we'll get an idea. But you know, I'm always going to kind of go with those fibs. There's more accurate. That actually is giving us right up here around this area, the 786 Fibonacci. If I'm looking at this, are you really? Are you 78? Are you 786 for real? Why do you look so? Yes, you are. Gotta get it down there to that wick there. I just got you up there. Oh, do I? Or is it me? Joe says, use the magnet tool. It's too magnetic. It catches too much. $1.1 trillion is where we need to go. Might we get there? We need to take out this high over here, man. We can do that. That would look beautiful. I know we'd probably give something back here because all of our bigger moving, the 50 moving average is still down here at 1 trillion. I'm not saying we're coming all the way back down there, but we can definitely come up and retrace. And then, we stair step up. It's 2 steps forward and 1 step back on a good day, right? The bad days it's 2 steps down and 1 step up, and then 2 steps down and 1 step up, and you're like, I'm trying to long it all the way, and why isn't it working? So for the people trying to short this, I think they're going to be sad. But this big wick, this big, long, impressive wick that zapped a lot of our bags and made us cry and just really effed us up and looked at crypto and made us look at Binance a lot different, I believe. I'm just saying, Binance, y'all need to straighten up your game. But it flushed out all the leverage, gave us a nice little reset there. Didn't feel like it for a while, but it did. And we got chances to go up. This is looking good here on the 4 hour. Let me zoom out to the daily here on the total 3. 50 moving average is up there. 100 is here. We got a good chance to come and talk to that 50. If we're going to talk to that 50, hopefully we'll come back up here and talk to this 786 Fibonacci. Keep in mind that we do have some resistance in that area from this guy. Always looking for a trend line. Them resistance areas points right at it in that area. So that's what the charts are telling me, ladies and gentlemen. We got a chance to pull this thing up. So maybe they will continue this little pumpty pump up, enticing people to chase. And I'm not saying that you should just totally sit on your hands or anything, but I would just don't chase hard. Look for the pullbacks to build your bags and stuff, and then look for them to try to pull a little slam bam thank you ma'am over here. Not that they're going to take us not necessarily down here, but we would be looking for a higher low from that point, right? We'll take out this high, unless we come up here and just go for the gusto. That's bullish scenario. That's more like crazy bullish scenario right now. The more moderate bullish scenario is that we come up and we take out or go even here. Now, technically, that's really even up there. That might be making we'd still look for a higher low there and try to respect the same area. And I guess a lot of people would start seeing an inverted head and shoulder idea, something like that. And really what they're seeing is usually just hopefully a higher high, or steady. In this case, it would be equal. in case that would probably make this a valid inverted head and shoulder at support. Price came down into it. Or did it? It licked up into it. Oh my God! Now we're getting into the nitty. Now we're getting into splitting hairs. Technically, that is correct. I like patterns. I started out with patterns, but I mostly go with the momentum displayed in the moving averages. The juicy pivot points showed to us by our very mystical Fibonacci. And our trend lines, which, man, they tell trend lines tell everything to you, for real, for real. You can get by on just trend lines, I think. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we said we was going to say hello. We said hello to a lot of people, didn't we? Gator Squatch, Randy F, Soul. How's it going, Soul? Crypto Tropics. MG Motorsports. Randy F, I had a guy laughing while in transit on the train. He said folks were staring, so I told him to tell those whom stared that his pet squirrel ran up his pant leg and started tickling while he was trying to get a nut. Ba-dum-bum. Striker says, I can get more done with daylight. I wish I could say that. I want it dark longer. Oh, we're getting more darkness outside. I'm a night owl myself. It just keeps getting worse and worse. Oh my gosh. Randy F says, I hate my train of thought. It derails often. Ba-da-bum. That's awesome. Road to $4.20, buckaroos. Are we talking about the Road coin? I took the music down for a while, the stream down for a while today because I was trying to sort out the playlist. Actually, I'm trying to sort out these songs into albums. If you guys don't know, I do crypto music. You're hearing the instrumental tracks here, but if you're new, there's a lot of cool music that I got in a lot of different genres. So we may take a look at that here in a minute. So Linda Anderson, how's it going? Good to see you here. Avi Medina, how's it going? Good to see you. So I'm guessing you heard a track that you like there. Mr. Miles, it's a lot of fun to go cross country. Hey, Mr. Miles, how you doing? Always good to have you. Always a pleasure, my man. I guess I should probably put Casper on my list. Did I ever put my coin request thing up here? Because I hadn't seen none. I got some to look at too, so if you don't have any, I can definitely fill up the spaces with some movers and some that might be in some good places to pack up on. I was getting ready to write something down and I forgot what it was. Oh my God, that's horrible. That is so horrible. Hey, we got Jim in the house. IBM. Wow. You know, I never hear of IBM anymore. That was the big name back. I mean, I read about it being a big name like back in the 80s and stuff like that. I don't know. You know, sometimes I have to Google all that ancient history stuff, but you know, back in the day, I think that they were big at one time. Goodness, it sucks getting old. It just sneaks up on you. Oh, it says Zeus CC8. All right. And Gator says Seal SQ. All right, give me just a moment here and we'll come back to. I'll go ahead and I'm going to put my marker in the chat again so I'll know where to come back to. All right, so marker should be in the chat. Right there it is. And when we come back from my little squirrel chases down the rabbit hole, I guess it makes more sense to chase rabbits down a rabbit hole, right? Unless it's just a busybody squirrel, which they can be at times. I digress. We're going to say, I'm sorry. We'll get back on the program, I do promise. But we looked at Total 3. It looks like it can get up. We looked at Bitcoin. It's looking promising. Looks like it's trying to head to well, not this chart, that 117 area. We need to get that since we already cleared the 0.5. Well, we haven't cleared the 0.5. We're trying to clear the 0.5. You could say yesterday we got up to the 0.5, but we lost it, and we could just be wicking up again because it hasn't made a higher high yet, okay? So we're not out of the woods, but they're definitely trying to, remember here, we got to take that one out. So they definitely like to get retail to chase on the weekends. And sometimes that's good. Maybe it wouldn't be good for us. I like the cloud. I do like the cloud. But I don't see anything bearish at the moment. I mean, getting above the 0.5, that's a bullish thing. So, you know, why fight against it? You know, why not just let it go ahead and hit a few more profit targets for me? Let me cash in. And I'm happy to say that my dwindling Bitcoin account is starting to grow again. That's one of the mysteries of spot margin. You ever see those toys in the little novelty shops? Those little balls things, those little things. You can expand them and contract them. Yeah, well, kind of on spot margin, if you put an amount of Bitcoin in there, and especially if you use it to get your altcoins, I'll delete it. But if your position goes down, or even your trades, like if you don't take profits, or if you're trying to do a longer term, if you go into drawdown, well, it shrinks. It starts shrinking, right? But when you start coming back out of it, it starts expanding back, and you start seeing your Bitcoin come back. And you're, oh my God, I thought that was gone forever. Can I recover? I've never going to recovered what I had before I tried that little crap, but we can try to get some of it back though. For those of you who don't know, I was using my Bitcoin bags to help feed some of these starving altcoins, and it wasn't a smart move. And in the back of my mind, you knew that Bitcoin's going to outperform them. And you think, well, that should be able to cover a little bit, right? But the altcoins kept needing help too much. And some of them are not here anymore, so that was Bitcoin going to a bad use, wasn't it? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come over and we're going to take a quick look at a few of the little runners going on. We'll take a look at Zcash. We were talking about Zcash before. Anybody else thought that Zcash was cool because it's a boomer coin that has excellent tokenomics, 21 million coins. Boomer coins. We made the theory long ago, and I know it sounded crazy, right? That the boomer coins would get a lot of love this cycle. And because there's been some old money in there from cycles past build up in there, and they ain't about to let these projects go bad on them. And they're the real ones. The early ones were more the real ones, especially if they survived. Well, they deserve the props because most of the projects that you're seeing being released now will not be here next cycle. Many. Think of some from last cycle that you don't see anymore or nobody cares about anymore. And that's a sad story, sad true story of altcoins. I feel that this music might be a little loud here. Meanwhile, Zcash. Look where she came and hit one of our targets. That's crazy. And but you went through it, dude. Well, she's struggling there. It's a pivot point, baby. And that's just a bullish sign that she wants to go to the next one. So we got another area here, 380, and I'm like, gosh, Zcash. What they put in your coffee? Because my coffee ain't like that. But I have been to a hotel when I'd have to go to management meetings and things like that. And one particular little hotel place thing, they had coffee. I swear it was like they had meth in that coffee. This is like that was laced because one little cup, and I was like, well, oh my God, hey, oh, I'll answer. Hey, me. I was like, every time I would go to that, it was some special coffee. Something was going on there. Nice little parabolic curve going on right there. 378. Trying to do that. Can you go higher? Oh my God, can you? Should we look for the higher targets for Zcash here? We'll apply a little Elliott wave audio here and see if we can. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think we're our top that we'd be looking for. Should be right here. That's a ballsy target up there at 555. But I'm going to look for it. And also right here at 435. So 378. Maybe if we get ballsy. That's a nice little break from here. Made a nice trend line here. Notice that the triangle pattern did not break past the trend line. That's what some of your pattern flag chasers miss, and that's how they miss it. When it breaks the trend line, it is less likely for that to work out, right? But if it does make your pattern within the trend line, then you got a better chance, right? Even better if it really holds on to this 382 fib area right there. Oh, this can dial you down. And for your flag patterns, that's just a little fib alpha for you. 382 is what you're looking for on them. They break that. Probably ain't a flag to the upside. If it hasn't touched that, it's probably still not a flag to the upside. It's probably going to form one. Might. Good if it does. We're going to move on now to virtuals, which I have no more, but I ain't chasing this one. I don't trust this one yet. That one got too rambunctious. Maybe too many. Maybe it flushed out so many people they decided to get into it again back at 74 and try it again. But wow, that went down and flushed out 28 cents. That wiped me out and of it. And I didn't figure it out until a couple of days ago, and she already made her move. So yeah, one of those unforeseen or unrealized casualties. Like, didn't we have another kid around here somewhere? What was it? Which one was it? Well, I'm only counting 8. I think we're missing a couple of them. I'm just saying. Yeah, that was a bad day, I guess. And little Johnny didn't come home from that van ride. Look, Paul, it's a white van. Can I go ride? Said he'd take me up to the store and get me some candy. I never saw him again. All right, so 171, is that where we're headed for virtualis? You little, I'm thick. You're making me thick for virtuals. One I want to take a look at is COAI. That's the one that's kind of down. Is it worth getting into again? Because she's playing, are you playing the range? What are you doing over here? Why'd you break that? Why'd you break my trend line? I mean, I know we got some wiggle room, right? Very little, but you still kind of, yeah, I'm not giving you wiggle room. I'll make you work for it. Clouds thickening up. There's a good chance maybe we'll come back in. Was that a hopeful chance? We'll go with a hopeful chance. How's that? We'll go hopeful chance. We're at the 886 Fibonacci, and that's where we had our little line pointing at. I know everybody's like, we're hanging over here though. No, I think there's a good chance we can come here, and actually went below it, and that's acceptable as long as we reclaim it, right? Not acceptable if we don't reclaim it. Still kind of following this main trend over here. We didn't quite touch that one. Yeah, we'll get rid of that right now, so it won't influence our thinking. We'll get rid of this guy too. Not really going to impact us very much. So we came right back up. Technically a double top there. Would suck if we confirmed it broke below $3, but where could we go? We couldn't go to the measure move at negative $7. They'd be owing us money. That's just silliness right there. So what's a turkey to do here? Well, we bring out our fibs, and if you need a fib strategy, hopefully this will ring a bell. High to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. I've got a song that will drive that into your head. All right, and our horizontal 236 tells us, man, this should be or could be the juiciest place to buy this. Although a more conservative person would wait till we get back above the trend line, maybe get above the old 666 moving average there, and reclaim the old Lucy line. That little devil girl, she will throw a kink into all of our plans. She's that little red line. You can barely see it. She's just showing up on this chart on the 1 hour. Just starting to get into the picture, but she's rolling in right here, right above that yellow line. Target we want to really look for if we're going to try to play this little game is basically this guy for starters. And now we just asked ourselves, was that a good move? That's 70% gains. I think I could work out a situation where I could find an entry somewhere, try to work that out somehow. I would you might want to finagle you seriously, the yellow line would be the safest. Getting in at the yellow line, let's say we get above that and we went up there, that would still be 48 Almost 50% gains. That would be a much safer play than jumping in willy-nilly. Now you are above the 9, but still got some work to do here, even on the 1 hour. Second nice target for COAI. So that was $10 here. I make a mental note of this myself because I didn't sell up here. I was doing some other stuff and wanted to see what she was going to do. Didn't really expect her to come back again this low, so now I'm definitely taking some profits next time we get up there because, I don't know, they rolled the money out into something else. I don't know if it's coming back as full force as it was. $14, we'll see. All right, let's take a look at IBM stock for Jim Derringer there. And I guess I can look here. Why, yes, I can. Gotta zoom out here. Dang, IBM, what the hell? For a name that I don't hear thrown out as much as you hear Microsoft or even Dell computers or anything, that's pretty nice to be going from over here to up to. But this is the weekly. So for the past few weeks, past few months here, it went from 243. It's a little bit slower over there, but that's still an impressive chart. I gotta say, moving averages looking good over here. We're trying to get a big flip over here. Now, at some point, I would think that she's got to come down and chill out. Well, there's no way to say that's not bullish. Could take a simple measure move. I'm a little bit conservative, more of a conservative one right here. Suggesting $400 area. Yeah, my mouse is acting funny again. I find if I take the battery out and put it back in, sometimes it livens up. Yeah, it livens up. Okay. Were you at 0.5? Nope. Beautiful move from the 618 to the negative 618 right there. That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move. That's the 2618. Oh my god! Well, we got some confluence on that measure move. We already hit the 1618 on this particular one, which she going to go past it. The general rule of thumb that I've ran into is to let them ride. Let her do what she's going to do because she's got a breakout over here. If she comes back into the pattern, then well, we start looking back at 160. But until then, we got this 0.2 area, which it does like on the previous pulls that I just tested there. To play around with this little guy. $329. Those are the bigger targets I got here on the weeklies. Come to the daily and see what she's looking like. Nice. You can see the curve trying to go parabolic. It does look to me like we're trying to move our way up to $400 there. $329 being our next possible little pit stop where it might have a little pullback. A little bit. I don't know. That's what we got overall here. Fish up at the tower. What is this? Well, clearly, Elliot, what do you got? Elliot thinks it's working on a ABC correction there. I would have been counting. I would have been trying to count this one, Elliot. But okay, however you do it. You want to do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, where's your? Wait a minute. Your 1, 2. What kind of 1, 2 is this, Elliot? Elliot's on mushrooms again. I don't know if I can trust him. You did your real weird counts there too, Elliot. All right. But he seems to think that, and the fibs do suggest that this is a turnaround place. But I'm looking at the other things I see. So we gotta get Elliot's point of view there. Ichimoku Cloud looks. I'm just going to say it looks horny. It's the best word I got for it right now that I can describe what it's telling me that it feels, and it feels very excited and horny. It looks like it wants. It doesn't look like it wants to stop. In other words, quite yet. I still look for 329. We're gonna have to find it out with Elliot. All right, so one of the other stocks we have is Seal SQ, Gator Squatch. I guess we can look at that chart here. Well, it's above the 9 on the monthly. Let's see what it looks like on the weekly. Above the 9 on the weekly. Hey, ticks my box. This looks almost like the one that you had me. This looks like Nile. All right, so you can argue got a breakout here. It won't let me. There we go. You finally took it. Rounded shape. Did I just draw that, or was that already there? I'm sure. Okay. Roundy. So hopefully we're in an expansion phase. I'll take that. See if we can get some ideas here. See a little something there. These are not actual trend lines. They're a hypothetical hopeful wish, maybe trend lines. That one can be. All right, swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. Oh, nice. So it's flirting with wish I'd bought more zone, breaking out of that. So was it $7? So below $7 is when we get over here to these targets. Like, oh, I wish I bought more there. It's already hit this one. It's already hit this target. I mean, 11.6 would be the next target. We're 7 to 11. That's pretty good, but I'm looking at 14. And then, of course, 21. And, all three of these targets are going to be great. You can look over here and see that's where we had our hiccup, right? So not bad, not bad. So the dotted trend line kind of points that we might bump our head here first, maybe a little higher, maybe come back and then try to stair step our way up if we're trying to do some stuff here. Let's come down to that's the weekly. Let's come down to the daily. Ichimoku Cloud looks pretty interesting there. I would say on the daily that we still are respecting the main trend line area and actually not even touching it, so it's trying to curve a little bit. So we're looking around that $11 area for a good target on whatever this is, Seal SQ. Take a look at Zeus CC8. Pepe's dog. It's on KuCoin. On the daily. Well, rounding, trying to catch something. Not above the 9 daily moving average. I'd feel more comfortable if it did it. Looks like it's trying. Got a couple of green candles there on the daily. Trying to get a good start. Every other time it's got above it, and that was alright. Lost it and got above it and lost it. Got above it and lost it, but not as bad as this. Trend line, that's good. It's like we're squeezing. Or you squeezing. And one of them shallow fallen wedgies, which according to Thomas Bukowski are the best one, better ones to play, get more traction out of those. Swing high to swing low. We're still in the juicy, wish I bought more zone. Is that 8 zeros? A decimal 8 zeros and 42? That would be I'm down here. That would be a good target. Guess we can put you over there. 100 moving average is also coming in here at the 618, which 618 looking to the left, support resistance flip area, support there. Kind of had a little issue right there. Says, oh well, no, that's the 786. Rod here, getting that candle body right there. So that's another good target in my personal opinion. So I think these guys right there for Zeus C88. So 43 and 65 with 8 zeros ahead of it, and it's at 2-4 right now. So that's a pretty good come up. What is that? Double up. 61%. 154%. Just take some patience on that. Look in the smaller time frame, like the 4 hour. What do you got? More of the same, just zooming in above the 9. That's good. It's trying to get above the 50. That's good. Needs to do that to kind of hope to change the trend. Big Ichimoku Cloud. I think it's trying to work for it. She does like to do a lot of wicked spikes there. Maybe kind of hard to catch that. Usually means there's low liquidity and stuff like that, and the big move comes in and wipes the stuff out. Sometimes it makes it harder to sell and harder to get your money out of it. Strawberry AI is one that I'm in right now. It tells me that I got $58 of it sometimes, and then when I try to sell it, it only wants to give me 13. So I'm like, oh, I got sucked in on this one, didn't I? So that's one of the dangers of low liquidity. It can even show up that you got that money, but when you try to go claim it, that's when you find out, oh, shucks. Why aren't you giving me as much as you said? Because the liquidity's not there. So that's one of the things that you got to keep in mind with some of these smaller market cap plays, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a look at Zen. We haven't looked at Zen in a minute. She's doing nicely today, bouncing off this. Nailed it! 618 fib. Not just once, but twice. There's a double bottom there. That's sexy. That's sexy AF right there. And resistance a little bit ahead here, right? Where your fib's taking us. We need to go to this one right here, because that top came down to this bottom area. This top came down to this one. We can still look at that. Technically, we're still in that one's jurisdiction, if you will, but this can be pretty accurate for local moves here. So 618's coming up right there. At resistance, we're trying to get past the 0.5 here on the 4 hour. Moving averages look healthy and good. Down the bigger ones. 21 is down at 1150 with the 58 with the 50 moving average. Looking at this idea, you had a breakout from however you want to draw it, a type of triangle, or my preference is more of a channel idea with a partial decline. Partial decline, breakout. That's how I look at it. Seems to help be a little bit more accurate what we see. And then we need to get this new trend line, which it looks like it's respecting. So we know that this is going to be resistance. We'll make this one dotted. And then we're going to go with this one and check out the angle. Look at that. And that makes me happy when I see that. So this touch and then this big touch area there, pointing to a bigger idea. We'll take this little guy up and see how it lines up with this first candle body over here. Right here above my head. That's where I put it. I'll use this one. Because we started here and it went there. Put it right there at that one and see what we get. That looks good. You went below it. Still makes a good, nice little support resistance flip. So everything that I've got is telling me that we got this area here, which that's the wrong color in it. It's supposed to be yellow, right? And I'm going to go ahead and get this one and put it in there at the right color so I can remember what we're doing here. On the 1 hour, we're above it so far, so we're trying to get it. So it looks like it's going to be somewhere in this area over here. Cloud's getting a little spooky there. I would say we'll probably come up here at about 14, maybe closer to 15, 14.8. Then we might get a little pull back down to this 200 moving average area, or you can take a pull, look for the 786 Fibonacci area when we get our top in. More than likely, that's probably where we would head if we lose this area over here. We'll take another look at it later just to kind of verify it, but just giving you the cliff notes, that's most likely what you might see there. One that is down right now that was kind of strong is M, which, where are you, M? Is it meme? Is that you? Is it? No. Well, I'd like to take a look at it, but I can't seem to find it. Let's go over here to check it out over here. M is, it's meme core. Okay, meme core. So let's take a look at meme core. It's M. Okay, yeah, here it is on MEXC. So this one was up about 234. It's down now. That's recently. It was up higher than that, right? Look at it, a 618 version over here on 1618 at 284. And it pivoted from there, right? And it should. It went a little higher, yeah, but it's the wicks, right? It's closing bodies below it. So it was getting that area. And then it did what it should do, which is pull back. Now we want to do Fibonacci wise is look for the 382 for this impulse move and see how we're respecting it. She actually came down, she technically came down to 0.5 from that. We come down to the very bottom, which is not a bad idea either. That one really nails it. Now I would go with this, tune our fibs in and go with the very bottom there. Nailed the 0.5 and nailing holding this area at the 382. This one could be interesting. That will take us to a silly little zone for a higher high, a very slim little zone. Just these targets right here. So basically at 412 with a little room up to maybe 420. That little, it's a little zone. These two little tight little fibs is one of the main targets there. Boom, you see our measure move squaring up here, and so that makes it kind of wild and juicy. Don't want to forget about 113, although she might blast through it, but still, from where we are up to there, it's not a bad little trip, because that's 58%. Up here to our main targets, from where we are right now, is 95%, so almost a moonbag idea, if it doesn't lose this trend line, that is, right? I put it from bodies to wick to the current wick now. When we zoom here on the daily, and it looks like, oh no, it's gonna fail. It got rejected at the 50, but the 9 is still over the 21. Body is still above the 21. I know this looks scary, and it could be. It's got a little bit of red over there. Had to watch it. It made did make a higher high though than this guy. Took that out. I think it can get back above that 9 moving average and bounce from here. That's what we want to see, but just you gotta be careful in case it does start giving these things up, or you see a bearish cross here. I don't see a bearish cross happening anytime soon on the daily though. 4 hour might have something else to say. 4 hours telling us we're getting our golden cross here, the buy signal, and as prices dumping down, and weird enough it happens that way sometimes or shortly after. Testing the 100 moving average over here. 9 and 21 still up. I think we can bounce from here. Pull our fibs and see how we're doing here, right? About the 0.5 area. Okay, so we got this target right here. About 256 if we can get a bounce from here. trend line wise. Find me a candle body. Come down to this candle body. Now, trend line wise, I want to tell you that there might be a chance that it would wick down here to 190, 192, still make a higher low. It could wick down there and test these areas and can come back up and make a little bear trap idea. Could see something like that with meme, but this one's at 209 and it's been popular. I don't know what the tokenomics are on it. What are the tokenomics for meme? It was being chased for a lot, and it made some good gains there. What is it? Oh man, you got a ton of coins. 5 billion total supply. Max supply is 10 billion, and 1.6 million out there. That's a lot of coins to be out there for you to be 210. A $3 billion market cap. And I only heard about you a few months ago. M tokens can be traded on Centralized. No, you never tell me. CoinGecko never tells me really, gives me a good explanation of what the projects are, so it's not the best place. At least on this website. Meme core surges becomes 4th largest meme coin. I don't know much about it. I just thought I'd look at the charts and it might be one to go with because it was kind of down today. Not my pick. I'm wanting to look at PAX G, PAX Gold. Some people think it's over for gold. I'm not so sure. But they've already went so high. This is capital.com, whatever that is. It could be a nice little interesting top there. We got 2 big wicks right there. That's a little bearish, but I'm on the 4 hour. I want to zoom out to the daily. Still could be bearish. Could be. These parabolic moves, we kind of look for blow off tops like that. But you're pulled back to the 0.5 so far, and respecting that, and that's common. It gets into Charles Dow theory. You get a strong impulsive move and pull back halfway to the 50% mark and can hold it there. We might be looking at that, or we might be looking at a dump lower because she's losing the trend line there. Keep our eyes on this one, see if it'll fake us out and go back up, or if we're going to get a little pullback and retest this trend line down here about $3,800 on gold. I would say we might just see gold continue on its little happy little trip up though. If we can catch some support there. Let me come back to the chat. And we catch up with these the latest chats over here. I finished my Peppy Deep Dive tomorrow, says Gator Squatch. 1 hour on Solana. Oh my gosh. Stream tonight is brought to you by some good ass coffee. For that little extra kick in the ass when you need a good kick in the ass from some good. Get a good kick in the ass with your good ass coffee. If your brand needs sponsorship, contact the administration at Road Dawg Crypto. Road Dawg Crypto at gmail.com. Or just hit me up in my Twitter DM like everybody else is, and that's let us promote your project. Let us promote you. Pay us to promote you. Right? Whatever. We're going to take a look at this coin that Gator Squatch gave us. Oh my God, we're an hour and 23 minutes in. I gotta speed this up. All right. Let's see if we can catch anything over here on this one. Well, then we'll come back and take a look at Solana there. This is BitNile. They do have it. Oh, they got another term. I've already got you pulled up over here, though. I already got it pulled up over here. I don't know anything about it. Maybe we can get a link to a website, a watch list, blah, blah, blah. Search on Twitter, other pairs. I don't see a website. I have trouble finding things over here, too. Here we are. Here, website. I understand. Welcome bonus, $5 free credits. Claim now. Okay. I got you want? No, I ain't giving you no username. Mega offer. America's best social gaming platform. BitBlocks, BitNile, Boldplay, Kamlamba. Sounds like our previous vice presidents might be involved. Kalamba Game Harris. Free credits, free bonus, Blackjack, Limbo, Hilo, Treasure Hunter, Plinko. Got a lot of O's in your names. What do our players have to say about BitNile? Driven by player satisfaction, we're earning our place among the top social gaming platforms. Hagerstown, Maryland. Well, hell, that's may or may not be close to where I'm at right now. I'm an old Tennessee boy. Found myself in the West Virginia area, really close to Hagerstown, which they got a special store that they don't have here in West Virginia. Yeah. It's got lots of greenery stuff that I like to go. Technically it's a vegetarian market. I'll say that. It's a vegetarian market that I frequent. Hagerstown, Maryland. I've tried a bunch of gaming sites, but this one stands out. Interesting graphics, newer games, and real community vibes. It says Nina. All right. Nobody from Tennessee. We got Chicago. After my door was shot up, I finally got over to my computer where I wrote, perfect for casual players like me. I love the daily rewards and variety of games. The mile in action makes me feel at home. It's my go-to. I inserted that. It's my go-to when I want to play some games, says Seventh Sky. Play now. Okay, so we got a social gaming platform. That sounds interesting. I would like to see what it looks like, but they want to keep doing that, and I'm not doing it. All right, well, okay. Well, let's check out the chart over here. It's got a $72 million market cap. We see that it spiked up over here to 0.0021. That was in August. Now it's and it came down to how many zeros? 4 zeros and 56.65. It has lost one of those zeros. Now, when they lose a zero, that's a 10x, okay? This is on the 3-day chart, by the way. When you lose a zero, that's a 10x. And these small things, and it's probably why people like them. I don't know, how many coins did you have? We don't know. I don't know how many coins. Does it tell over here? That music sounds loud to me. I think it's time to change the music. What are we on here? What are we on here? What is official chill? I forgot. Do we want to chill? Yeah, we'll go with that. Alright, swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. Still under a juicy technical buy zone there. Anything under 0.0005349. We're currently at 0.0001453. That's quite a bit of come up just to get back to the top of that. So we got that already. So this one likes to spike up, right? I would be looking at the 0.001, 0.002 area, actually. Getting back up to those areas, that's, oh crap, that's a 900, almost 1,000% gain. Yep. All right, so I see the appeal. This one's on Solana. The ticker, or the contract address, I've already entered it in earlier when Gator posted into the chat earlier. So it's at the beginning of the chat. And, oh, let me tighten up my fibs here. Tighten up the fib game. Find all your stuff here, man. There we go. All right, so we got that one labeled for right now. And now we'll come down here. We're on the daily, by the way. Swing high to, we don't really have a swing low official yet, so we gotta go swing low to swing high. Swing low to swing high. Tell me where I need to buy. I wouldn't have guessed that. You're already at your 786 fib area? I mean, technically it can hold here. I don't see a sign of it doing it on the 4 hour. We can zoom into a smaller time frame to see, but I'll be looking at this 886 area, especially with that big ass wick you got there. It's like it's going to take a little time to get its bottom in, but there could probably be some potential here. It gets back to where it was just a few months ago. You can get a 10x, so that's not. I mean, it's a risky play, but that's what it is. Look, we're making a flag to the upside. So, are you an ascending triangle? You can say it's an ascending triangle. The good thing about it, these are, you know, price came in from the bottom, they're continuation patterns, so you got a little bit better chance, a 53% chance for it to break up to the upside, okay? 53. I know, you're probably used to hearing 68 on every damn pattern, but no, there are differences. And they would probably go, look, I'll go from here. Maybe, I mean, technically, yeah, I guess he played as an A equals CD and actually get a little bit higher. Let's fib you out again. What were you at 0.5? Is that where were you? No, 786. Okay. Well, I'm looking for my 113. Will there be some confluence with that measure move at our 113? Not so much there, but there is with our original 236 fib area right there. Well, mark that. There is something over here. That doesn't really necessarily jive with that deep retracement, but it might. So for this one, I've got two higher high targets over here, 0.0054, 0.0063 or 6263 area, with the possibility, if she does break down, to retest this area at 0.0001. Now, if it was to do that and were to play this little sucker perfectly and catch it there and go up there, it'd be 400% gains, which, yeah, that's what makes this kind of appealing, right? These little plays like this, if you can get the liquidity to get out, and you should with $62 million market cap, I would think that be a little easier than get out than of a $2 million market cap coin, right? 250% gains. All right, we'll see. See if we get a breakout from this. That would be the way to play this one, in my personal opinion. Otherwise, you're just kind of front running or hoping it doesn't drop down here to 0.001. Doesn't sound like it'd be that big of a drop, right? But if you put $100 in right now and it came back down there, oh well, you'd only have like a $70 worth right there. Like, oh my God, what happened? Oh, if it does get down there and you put your $100 in and buy around this area, happen to catch it there, well, by the time it gets back up to where we are now, you made 40% gains, 39% gains there. See how that works? Pays a little bit more to be patient if you're for real being honest with yourself, and you can slap your little Degens hand every time he tries to hit that buy button. I know, man, my fingers are bleed sometimes. Slap myself so hard, a lot. Self-inflicted. It gets rough. It ain't easy being a turkey in today's world, I'm just telling you. You guys looked at Pumpa Lumpa. Oh, we're going to take a look at Solana. That's right. See? That squirrel didn't get me. A lot of them do. Solana on the 1 hour for Haven. And I guess I'm going to look over here on I guess Binance, Tether, Binance. Yeah, we looked at it before over here. Cool. All right, so there's a possibility of looking out for this guy. They could take us down to 256, but she's not. So these little guys aren't really they're not the predictive. But once they're confirmed, that's when they really pay more attention to these harmonic ideas there. Meanwhile, the little system I got, I don't really have to do all that. I kind of play it as it goes. So wait, put that back where you had it. Perfectly, came down, nice, nailed the targets right here. So we're bouncing off the trend lines here, 236, by our strategies here. Well, woulda, coulda, shoulda, mod zone. Come down and retest that opening broadening pattern. Could need a little finessing, I know, but hey. Actually, the best thing to do would be draw a channel, to be honest with you. Oh, crap. You can't grab it. Grab it. I think we got a little bit more stuff here with the little fake out breakout up here came back in. So I think we're still in this nice little channel idea. Maybe we can come right back up here and touch about $250 for Solana. I think that's probably what we're trying to do. We're above 200 right now, but the real juicy target still should be right here at 292. Let's double check that idea and make sure that we're still on track. Swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. You don't line up with nothing I got on that. You must have got that from a different method. But since we got this little guy out here, we're going to go ahead and put this little guy up here. You see, it did respect the 618 here, the 786 there. What's it going to do now? Crazy as it is. Should I update this? I feel like I should update this. I'm not sure when we put those prices up there. Let's zoom out and look at this. So you can definitely make an argument that that is a cup and handle. The argument would be, well, was this the handle or is this the handle? And honestly, I would say more than likely, since you want them to level out, I would say looking at that, this would be more of your handle idea, right? If we're trying to look at that. And it didn't come down more than 2/3 of the way. We actually came down right here to the 618, and that's a good little cheat thing for a cup and handle. For the anything below that, and she's like, you probably just invalidated that sucker, right? Got a nice trend line, so now you're starting to look at descending triangle. Kind of crazy how they overlap, right? Squeezing in here, so we can range through here for a while until we finally decide and get enough, and we get enough balls to break up. This is on the weekly, by the way. We're still under the 9 moving average, but yet above the 21. Bullish crossing over the 50. That's good. It's like we're retesting, popping up through the red area. I like the cloud looks okay too. Got a nice little W pattern there with a neckline. That seems like that's where we retested with our wicks down there to about 175 in that area. Looking nice. I like what I'm seeing here. We'll draw a trend line underneath it for support, because sometimes you need a little extra support. And when the underwire doesn't cut in and start digging at your ribs, you know what I'm saying? I really don't know. I just hear that. We say anything here on this show sometimes. Randy, you think your humor gets you in trouble? Oh my gosh. 786. Oh, we already did this, right? Let's see what we can find out here. Well, so far the music's not messed up tonight. I've got it all in disarray. I need to go through this playlist. This is some of the original music that I had published, and it's out there on Amazon and everything. And I need to assemble a few albums of it. So 1 hump, 2 hump, a 3 hump, and then a dump, right? We're looking for, if we're trying to follow the Elliott wave thing, right? If we've already done our, or have you? Have we? How are you counting that, Elliott? I'm from over here. I'm looking for this little guy that we can be doing, you know, something like that, and then we do our ABC correction or whatever, come back and test the big trend line. Could be a little shaky there for a while for Solana as it gains traction there. Let's see what Elliott has to say about Holy Snapdragon. Elliott has a different approach to this on the weekly. I think that we're coming down to $52 on Solana. And again, that's why he's not invited to Thanksgiving dinner, because one, he's a turkey eater and I'm a turkey, so we don't get along in that aspect. And second, because he's just a bummer, man. He's trying to tell us, we're going to got this big head and shoulders and Solana's dead. And so that was Elliot, not me. I'm just saying I still got targets 376. That's just what I got. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. As a possible A equals CD. Let's see how you square up here, darling. Square up for me, darling. Square up for me. Square up for me. So she did make a higher high over here. That's cool. And technically a higher low from this guy, right? After knocking this one out, made a higher low than what this one did, right? So that's good. I do think it's a big cup and handle. If it is a big cup and handle, or it could be after it clears, it is not confirmed until it breaks past this line over here. Until we get past this 265 area, 270. It is not confirmed, but you do have a nice one-to-one measured move for a cup and handle, or if you want to do it like some other people do, as you're breaking out of this channel idea. You've got a look, it works the same thing. It's crazy, isn't it? It's just a one-to-one move, and if you get into measure moves, you find that it really is relative to the markets, right? If you can take them properly and not do what I see taught a lot of times over here, where we're just stretching it over to a book map target or wherever the bot says it's going. I see some influencers that keep checking on their bots, and it seems to be, wow, they're trading right along with their bot. I remember when I had a bot, and I used to watch it too to see where a good place to get in is before I started learning TA. I'd say if that bot's outperforming the trader, they probably are relying a little bit on it. Swing. We're supposed to look on the hour. You said an hour. I'm sorry, Haven. I'll get there. I promise. I just always like to zoom out before I zoom in. It tells me a little bit more. Boom. 113. See a pattern emerging there as far as these little higher highs that we often end up trapping people. Yeah. The 113 is a great little trapper. It's a great little trapper. That's why it's a good take profit area instead of a good buy zone. At the flags to the upside. All right, so let's check out the 1 hour. What are you doing on this 1 hour over here? Oh, nice. Trying to flip a ribbon. Testing the 0800 moving average over here on the 1 hour. All right. We finally made it, Haven. Takes me a minute, but I get there. But we want to be thorough, right? Especially for an OG like Haven. Look at that nice little guy. Wow, that's beautiful. That's gorgeous. You know what else? I mean, if we see, there's the top, there's the bottom of that one. Oh, snap. That's not what I'm looking for. Let's take that little bottom there and let's come down and look. Is that by local pattern, that would be the bullish megaphone that we look for it to make what? We would look for it to make. What do we say like here all the time? Because I've never heard anybody else talk about this. And I learned it from Thomas Bukowski, thepatternSite.com. And it's just about doing a little study on these ideas as you see them play out. You go over to thepatternSite.com and you treat this as an like a dictionary, an encyclopedia. You don't have to go through and memorize all these patterns. You notice what you see, and then you come over. If you don't know the name of them, which I guess if you're new, you probably don't. Well, lucky for you, there is this nerdy looking little pick index under chart patterns. You go chart patterns, pick index. It's nerdy, but it kind of looks like it does do that. I don't. So they're not as pretty as some of the things you see on Google, but it does give you an idea and tell you what they are. Falling wedges, descending and broadening, wedges ascending and broadening, triangle ascending and all that. Rounding bottoms, pay the bills, rounding tops, which can also work to the upside, scallops. It's got it all over here, and then if you do that, then you can learn some stuff with that little megaphony thing that we were just now looking at. I believe you're up here. I'm just going to line. It's here somewhere. Why do I not? Yeah, this one right here. Wedges, descending, broadening. Descending, broadening. But here we'll give you some ideas out here. What to look for these and descending channels. And there's even some little extra bonus places so you can get some extra information there. So, We're over here testing the 800, and as you would guess, look who's right there in the mix, just a part of 2 cents in worth. 2 cents worth in is little Miss Lucy over there. Now she might be trying to actually throw a leg over that 800 moving average and start humping it. I'm just saying that'd be a good thing if it crosses bullish there. That would be alright, A-okay with me. We're doing the bigger count. You've not really started. We're doing the smallers. You already started. That makes sense. Well, Elliot's got a weird ass count over. Elliot, go back to sleep, Elliot. Wait. Didn't mean to pull your chain. My bad. Trend line. So much better. All right, so we might be coming back to test the trend line. That could be a possibility. I would see us getting easy to get rejected over here, and it has been getting rejected. If it breaks out above it, that's cool too, and it can still go. But if we're looking for some bigger targets, swing hard to swing low to that little wick. So 211 short-term target, 618. I would expect some probably seeing how the moving averages are. Probably that's where our resistance is going to be, trying to come here and tap this guy, and it may just go equal with that, right? That's not as bullish as we want, but it may be making a bigger pattern here in the bottom. That would be an idea. If it can break and knock out that high, that's even better. That way we look for a higher low. Looking for a higher low under any situation. It looks like it's going to be about 190 again if we do come back down from what I can see. If we were to break down here and break the trend line. I think that we've got a couple more humps here. So we're going to put this other little one, 223, right up here too. 786 fib area. If we take this little W shape that we've already cleared there, take our measure move, it's starting to get us up in this area. I guess it gives us a little higher high over there, so I guess we can mark that. These can be fairly accurate, but I don't think they're as accurate as the fibs, and it depends on how you know, it depends a lot on the user there. Subjective nature of measure moves there. All right, so I need to color code these so I know what I'm looking at when I come back. And boom. Okay, so we're at the 0.5 right now. I guess I'll mark you too. That's an important one to reclaim, right? And so by getting up here and trying to hold it, it kind of takes this starts to take this off the table. We still got some more work to do and reclaim that, but we could be looking at 151, but it's not so much just yet. We're starting to get away from that idea, but that's got confluence too with this trend line, right? So I mean, it's on the table. Just now, this is also on the table at 223, and also here at 217, and most definitely here at 211. So short-term targets, that's what I'd be looking for Solana. And then we got this other big W pattern that's forming here. After we confirm it, if we get up here and hang out, there's even a bigger measure move that would be taking us up and to these areas over here, about 243. And we'd be looking about 247. So we started looking for that little high area. That's 247 is definitely one that I'll be looking for. Hopefully we can get up and take this one out too, but we don't know. Zooming out just a little bit. Don't forget our trend lines, because they kind of really spell out what's going to happen a little bit more probability-wise short term. And we're going to color this guy red so we can see the resistance ahead. So not seeing short term very much past 217 short term measure move area and 618. So short term, looking for these two guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been going for about an hour and 48 minutes, and well, that's starting to get a little bit where nobody wants to zoom in on a 2 or 3 hour or 4 hour stream here. So I'm going to come back to Bitcoin. I'm going to look at my little juicy chart that I've been trading on. I don't think we looked at this one tonight. Oh, what we got? Where we at? You were covering that one? You had in here? 115.9. Short term. I think I can get rid of some of all this noise over here. keep you. We're through with you. We got past this hurdle. We don't need you anymore. We can figure you out again if we need to. The 114 was the bigger one we were looking at, and still we got the other one at 117. We've had these targets on all these different charts for a while. Looking for them, and we talked about them all last night and even a couple of days before that, I even believe. And I just find it interesting that I see some of the bigger names out here that they don't have a method of actually, seeing the possibility of these targets ahead of time. It's just like they have to get it one measured move at a time. One measured move at a time. And I guess that's a way to do it, but man, my goodness. How can you be a swing trader with that method? How can you be a swing trader with that method? And they were supposed to be a good swing trader. But there's a lot of different methods out there. You find one that's good and works. I'm just saying there's a lot of I'm not going to say too basic, but there's some strategies out there that I see that get commonly kind of misused or kind of it seems like they just keep using the same thing over and over. And I guess you can make an argument, find that one thing that works and just run it into the ground. But there's a lot of other YouTubers, they got different strategies. Now, some of them that I do like, and I don't use the same strategy. There's some overlap, but there's some major differences. But and it just depends on what it appeals to. But Trade Travel Chill, Annie over there, I think she's top notch to watch. She is top notch to watch. Tito's pretty good. I haven't seen him in a while. Jason Casper's funny to watch. He's too early for me sometimes. But he's got him and Frankie Candles both have excellent range trading strategies and methods to do that. Those are excellent people. You can tell that they and they're not trying to spoon feed some kind of more simple strategies and stuff. And I don't know. There's lots of Alex O. He does a good job. I think he's learned mostly from watching other YouTubers, and that's kind of the dangerous thing. I mean, you want to learn from other YouTubers, but you also want to make sure that you can try to figure out the sources behind that, right? Because you want to make sure that they're not regurgitating misinformation that they learned from other persons that are regurgitating misinformation. It's like that little game we used to play at kids where you'd line up and you whisper in somebody's ear and you pass it along, right? By the time it gets to the end, it's like way off. That's what you see with the trading group thing. Somebody gets in the trading group with a mentor, and maybe that mentor knows that they're good and they know things are not, or maybe they're just like a little bit more, I'm just in here just to have a trading group because I can make millions if I have a trading group. Yeah, okay, we'll just give them a 200 moving average strategy, coach them out a dry triangle, and yeah, maybe we'll set them on fire. All right. So you can see some of that stuff going on a lot. But then there's others out there that have some really good methods, right? And they have their discords. It's up to you, but everybody's got a different method. Some people have methods similar to me. I don't know. Meet Damien. He uses some of the same tools and methods that I use. There might be some differences between us. There are some differences between us, but along the same lines there. And I like it when I see other people that use some of the same things I do. I feel resonance with them. And then I go, and I don't feel as much resonance when I go somewhere and somebody's using a totally different system. But, I still listen to what they have to present and stuff. Like Trade Travel Chill. There's some overlap. I got 3 humps in a dump. They got 3 levels to look for. It kind of fits. It fits with there's a lot of overlap. But I do recommend, when you get some time and you really get on fire for this, because I think you do eventually. You do want to learn some stuff. Thomas Bukowski, thepatternsites.com, which we brought up earlier, that very nerdy looking site there, has a ton of alpha for free. Or you can buy his book and support him. I bought his book. His books, he has lots of books, he even has fiction. Judging by all the boring words that he uses here on this page, I can't imagine his fiction being very exciting, but maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe he's excellent at that, but you can learn a lot over here. Investopedia is where the trading group I joined to try to learn this market. They took me to Investopedia and just read articles. I was like, I could have done this myself. I just needed a syllabus and a starting point. Once I got that, and I stepped outside of the trading group and looked for other information, because a bearish trader here on YouTube named Crypto Savvy happened to drop the names of Thomas Bukowski, and I went down that rabbit hole. And that opened the doors for me more than the trading group ever did. It did. And then that led to some other things, and then I started getting into the fib stuff, and that's hard. You couldn't find any damn thing on fibs anywhere, not anything worth. They just say, let's look for it to come back to the 618. Then you know you jump in. We're looking to go to the 618. It's all about this, you know, it's a lot more than 618. I like it. That's what speaks to me more than anything, I think. All right, so Bitcoin, what are you doing here on the smaller ass time frames? I'm going to come down to the tiny 6 minute that I usually just kind of watch things play out. Zoom out on the bigger things, weekly, monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, or whatever, and kind of make your plans there. Or do that before you decide to do anything on the smaller time frames. They would definitely help you. You might want to keep several different time frames open on like Bitcoin. Like sometimes I'll throw up the 1 hour 15. If I'm on a small ass time frame, like a 6 minute or a 1 minute, I'm trying to actually make decisions, you know, let it influence me. I'm going to always have a 15, maybe a 1 hour chart up to, and continuously, you know, consult the daily and the 4 hour, because that's what helps guide us on this, right? The bigger time frames rule the roost. And I've heard some of these teachers say, no, the 1 minute, 1 minute will predict the future. You can watch it play out and you will think it's predicting the future on the 1 minute, but the bigger time frames already told it. They already set it all in motion there. These are just some of the things that I continually talk about on my stream. I don't know if it helps me out or not, but I do it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being here. If I missed your, make sure I didn't miss any super chats or anything like that. I always hate to do that. Make sure I didn't miss anything over here. Gator Squatch, go over my gem pick. Dog, you haven't done it. We did, Gator. Unless that was before I did. But that must have been before. But yeah, we went over the gem pick. I think it was before. Let me come back to the real chat here. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Randy S says, when I get my mini CNC, I'll need to make some test items. Can do Road Dawg's coin and Gators coin. Hey, those little CNCs are cool. I've got a little mini one here somewhere. I had one that I built. And where did I get the plans from? Oh man, it wasn't. You can print out all the parts and you can build it, and he's got several designs there. Oh man, I've got to remember that. But it got burned up in a fire along with my Bitcoin miner, and I haven't built another one. But that was cool. That was cool. I recommend that you look in, and it wasn't expensive to build one. You can get like you make it in whatever size you want, but I went like with a 4x4, and you can use conduit to build this one. It worked really, really good. Get a DeWalt router, handheld, or whatever other spindle you want to put on there, but that's one cheaper that you can get. Worked really good. Gator Squad says, if I could, I'd get everyone on here on board and they could work for the company I want it to be, not like other companies. I want it to be a chill, friendly environment with perks and benefits. Sounds like you got a plan you're working toward, a goal you're working at. Physical replica of crypto. How's it going, Soul? Good to see you. Road Dawg Crypto is alive. New bars, new beats. I need to get some new stuff out there. Sometimes I'll release stuff on Sunday nights. I just hadn't had a chance to do it. But I need to release some new music. That's why I was trying to work on putting an album together and release it, as an album also. Meanwhile, which reminds me, so I haven't talked about this at all. So over on pump.fun, type in Road D or Road Dawg, and we gained a little bit. Nice. We were sitting at 8.4 thousand today. Looks like we got a little bit of a come up. Some people buying today, and when I get rewards from the trading fees, I take it and put it back into the coin too. But what I've done is I went offline a little bit today, and then I came back. And then I do have 2 albums. They're just only 2 albums. I was having a playlist across several genres, but I'm trying to. Some things are very similar, and some things don't play in a good order. So I'm trying to do that. But I've actually got these Songs of David, which today's Sunday, and I keep God first. So He's the first one playing because He's first in my life. You got God the Father, you got His Son Jesus Christ, and you got the Holy Spirit, and can't live without either one of them. They're all one anyway. Anyway, Songs of David, which makes me cry when I listen to it, man. It does. There's some really good renditions there. I think they're blessed. And then Greedy High, which I know it doesn't sound like it would go with that, and they really don't. Some of these songs have a few little F-bombs in it. Well, they don't really say it. They say F-U. They don't really say the word, but implications there. You would think they would not mix. But those are the 2 albums that I've got playing over there back to back. So, and until I get some other stuff. But I want to use the albums, to entice some of this growth. We get to 9,000, I'll pop another album over there. But I may switch some of these out, save the Songs of David for Sundays or something. I might do that. Not everybody's going to feel the same about that, but... I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of my Lord and Savior. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're watching. Oh, are you trying to get a breakout? I hope you are. That'd be cool. Let's get a breakout. Anyway, that is the Road coin over at pump.fun, and it wouldn't be fair if I didn't come over to Twitter X and kind of go over that. Oh, mercy. I thought some naked chicks over there. So that's where I was talking about putting the new albums over there. And I got some reposts of some pretty good information, some alpha over there if you want to follow me around. And this was old. I shouldn't have put that up there. This was funny. Jack the Rippler has got Brad Garlinghouse faces on, oh man, I forgot the guy's name that did this, but Crypto Banner uses a clip for this, or their morning music right here. This is watch him go. It's crazy. Watch him dance. That's funny. Look, Brad Garlinghouse trying to hump the air or the microphone or something. And there's some stand-up comedy over there's a little post. Have fun trying to promote the Road token and the channel and things like that. And that's what's going on over there. Guys, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to go to the end screen and catch up with the Chad here and listen to a little bit of some new tunes that we got. Oh, some new tunes today. A couple of them anyway.
Bitcoin's calling.
Thank you, Ave. I appreciate that.
I feel the weight. The charts are pulling low, dreams of peaks, but the dips are crucial. From the heart we felt, echoes in the night. Greed's a ghost on what was bright. I plead for a lift, a spark in the dark. Bitcoin's whisper igniting the spark.
Well, there is a Greedy High album. There's about 10 songs on it. The Songs of David. The Songs of David, yeah, based off the Psalms, and they get to me. There's a couple of them that get to me every time I hear them, and I got motivated to do that during the dark part, you know, when my mom passed, and after that. But I had an interesting experience during that that trip to Tennessee to go see her one last time, and I did feel the Spirit with me, and it was comforting. And he let me know that she was A-okay. She was seeing all the people she grew up with, all of her old friends, and she was much happier there than being in the world where everybody already left. And then the songs just happened. So I don't know. I just feel like there's something behind them, but they touch me every time I hear them. Gator, I checked it out. Gator, I already did it. We already did your coin. We already did dial. Oh, look, TA on it right here. I don't know. It's already there. We checked it out and all that. Went to the website even, played around. They got targets up here.
Let the fire burn through the dark we fight. Higher, high, light the night.
I'm an Appalachian American.
Bring me a higher high. Watch the shadows fade and glow.
So I had to tweak this one because I have a song called A Higher Low, or a Higher Lows. So it's kind of weird to come out with a higher high, but so I got another version. Do I still have pump up? Let's see, back out of this. So this is Gator's coin. Gator Squatch coin. Got some traction over there, going up, my man. 5.8 thousand dollar market cap so far. 19 members in your chat, growing. It'll grow quicker. It'll start piling on the chat. I don't know all the bots they got. I don't know what the chat's good for yet. That's Gator's coin.
Voice cracking with a knee. Lift this heart high. Plant a higher seed. There's a way pulling at my cheeks, but hope's a spark fighting 2 feet. Oh, I'm begging for the risk. Let it soar. Crypto's call, giving me more. Lift the peak, let the fire breathe. Fry my soul from this heavy tail.
Is it true you don't look back when you're alone in the Appalachians? Might be a ghost. I got a ghost story to tell, but I never got it confirmed. But it was late one night when I was younger and out wild, and me and my cousin in the back of a pickup truck running down on these gravel roads, back roads, whatever, down the little country roads that we used to live on. And we had other friends were in there driving, and we were, to fit in, we had to be on the back. We were going down that road, and there was it's almost like fog in the headlights, but it wasn't fog. It was a Confederate soldier walking across the road. And I mean, it was in me. My cousin just looked at each other, and we both said, "Did you see that?" And then later on, we were drinking that night, and I never ever got to go and ask my cousin about it and talk to him about that. And since then, he's passed with COVID, and I never did get to verify. But we looked at each other and said, "Did you see that?" But what I saw was a Confederate soldier made of fog walking across the damn road. I don't know. That's the only ghost incidents I can never talk about.
Lift the peak, let the fire breathe. Fry
Oh, cool. Sweet, Randy. They're fun. Sweet. That'd be nice. It's been about 5 years since I had mine. Yeah, West Virginia's got some rough areas as far as that goes. Oh, my DMs on Twitter hit up by people. All they want to do is pump my coin. I don't know. We'll do it for free. We'll do this, and I'm like, well, if you're going to do it for free, you can already do it without me, can't you? So I'm not interested in getting in. You look at these people. There's people that get following on Twitter, you know, and they want to post and I don't know. I mean, they're shillers. That's all they are. They're shillers. They make a living of it and get paid for it, I guess. But you know, you get somebody like that, they're only shilling it because they get paid to do it. And they're not going by what a project is. So I don't see a need to partnership with anybody like that. If they have faith in my project, they will go and buy some and get behind it and be a community person. Unless my community suggests that, hey man, we need to get some marketing, then we'll look at it. But I'm not making that decision. Hey, you been to Cookville? Well, that's right in the area that I used to live in for a long time. I grew up in that area. The ghost was on the way from a very small town called Monterey on a backwoods road that went to Cookville called Buck Mountain Road. And that's where I saw my Confederate soldier. So interesting that you said that, Gator Squatch. That was right in the neck of the woods where it happened. There's an old house out there that has a witch buried in front of the house. The only witch house I remember was in White County in Sparta, Tennessee area. Kind of in between Sparta and I think in between Cookville, so it might be falling into that area too. The thing that was on the road, Buck Mountain Road, and also a place called Woodcliff Road, was a place that was called Crazy George's Bridge, and I grew up just a few miles away from that, so that was a place we just hung around. Never saw anything over there. But there was always articles in the paper Halloween about Crazy George's bridges and crazy stuff. I never saw anything there. Yeah, true. That's tombstones with upside down stars and circles around it. That goes back to the Eastern Star shoot off of the Masonic Order. That's what you're seeing there. Apparently, Eastern Star was pretty big. And even men could join the Easter Star through their wives, so that's what you're looking at there. It's not the satanic pentagram. That's what I used to think growing up too. I'm like, why are there pentagrams on everything? So we had to do a deep dive on that. But it's Eastern Star Masonic, which some people would try to put them together. I don't. My dad was a Shriner. And interesting, but I don't think it's quite that. At least not for those levels. Maybe the 33 and up, so they say. I don't know. W.D. Gann was a 33 degree Mason. Not easy to be a 33 degree. You got to do something spectacular to be a 33. Unlimited tacos feed the world, says Strega. You went to Capshaw? Really? I used to live in Cuba when I was like, oh really? Oh, you're my homeboy, Gator. Gator Squatch is my homeboy. Well, that's kind of cool. Oh, it's a small world. Well, the Eastern Star does have, for whatever reason, their star does point down, but I wouldn't classify them as a satanic cult, at least not unless you put on your tinfoil hat or something like that. But it's kind of a dying sect anyway. Not many people are in Eastern Star anymore. Masonic Order is a dying society. It's full of a bunch of old people now. That's their biggest complaint. They weren't cool enough to get all the new people in. But they still got some stuff I'd like to know about. That sacred geometry stuff was cool. Gary says I was one of the best artists of the whole school in the 90s. You know, portraits were my thing. That's the main thing that I want to get down. If you can draw a realistic face, you can draw anything. So that's what I focused on. I became a tattoo artist for a while. Haven't done that in a while. That's fun, actually. Skin is actually very forgiving. You would think that it'd be scary, but it's actually pretty forgiving. And you can get some cool effects off the skin that you can't get off the paper and canvas. I'm just saying. You bust out your old yearbook. I'll probably not be in it. I graduated from, well, I lived in Putnam County for the first part, and then I finished high school in White County. Then, of course, went to school at the old TTU. I'm giving out too much information. You did tattoos for 20 years? It does. It does seem like we got a lot in common. It's almost eerie. That's kind of cool. I've had an interesting life. I've had an interesting experience. I wouldn't call it glamorous by any means, but yeah, I've been down some very wild roads. Even some of the roads that you guys are talking about here with the stars. I've done lots of serious deep dives in my life, but it all brings me back to Jesus. Randy says Gator actually did, oh, you guys actually know each other. Gator actually did a tattoo on my upper right shoulder. He does good work. Awesome. I haven't touched my tattoo guns and they're still packed up here. I still got things in boxes from where I moved the last two times, from the last two moves I haven't went through. All my guitars are still all boxed up. I had a very bad guitar buying habit. And not buying like real expensive. I couldn't afford the real expensive ones, but I like to get some older guitars. I got about, oh my god, about 20 electric guitars I never play. And probably about 10 or 12 acoustic guitars, 2 of which I only play on a routinely basis. Oh, you see everybody tattooing. if you're a tattoo artist, it's best for them to already have in mind exactly what they want, because you trying to figure out what somebody has inside their head, you're never going to please them, man, or very rarely. Road Dawg, will you tell them to join Telegram already? Hey, all the cool kids are over on the Telegram channel. We got the lounge area, which is basically for chat, and that's where the TA bot's hanging out. They'll do TA and all this other stuff. I got a professional paid bot over here that will help you learn stuff and scan stuff and all this stuff, and I don't even use it enough to get the alpha. I should be using it more, as much as it can do. And then we got the chart room. It's a totally different one, but that one's got all the little different little topic areas. I didn't know you could do that, or I would have done it in the first one, but I didn't know. So we got a confusing place over there. We got 125 members in the chart room area, or where all the real alpha stuff comes in. And in the lounge we got 148. So there's about 20 to 30 people that are missing out on all the other extra stuff that they could be getting for free. Just saying. But it is a private group. You want to get links here in the description, or if somebody throws them up in the chat there. And at some point, it will no longer be, there will be a cutoff at some point, and it's not going to be a subscription group, but I will look for doing NFTs at some point whenever I get around to figuring out all this stuff. And whoever's there will get at least 2 NFTs, one so that you can come in and be a part of it, and one that you can give away or sell on Magic Eden or wherever they're sold. And that way it's monetizes the people for the people that's been there, right? And then the only way that you'll be able to get in, of course, I've got tons of information there, but interactions, what I've got to beef up and maybe get some stuff, more stuff going on over there to do that. Interesting conversation. I used to be an archaeologist. Awesome! That's cool. Randy F says, I have a guitar that's one of a kind. Gator Squad says, I'm trying to figure out Telegram. Alright, the secret to figuring out Telegram is to go to settings and create folders. Otherwise, you're just going to get a bunch of crap. But if you create folders, you can, that's what I've got. I got a Road Dawg folder, and this is what I got in it. I got the Road Dawg Lounge. I got Joe's link, because I've got a link to one of his chats over here. Kind of cool to see how other people do things too. He does a lot of voice messages over there. He's got other rooms too, but this is where I've got access to. And then we got the chart room. I've got that over there. And then some of the old Road Dawg groups that, like Road Dawg.Crypto and whatever this one was, which I have not posted in over for years. But these were where I started, and then I was like, I need to do something different. So the official ones are the lounge and the chart room. But I got everything in a folder, and then I've got a personal photo over here, and that's where if I get stuff comes. But if you go to where it's got everything, man, it's a mess. It's a mess. They got all kinds of crap. So the only way to really use Telegram without it driving you crazy, I've found, ever since I did folders, I liked it. Before it, I wasn't crazy about Telegram. I really wasn't. But doing the folders, now I just look in the folders. Ignore everything else. Whatever I got going on in my folder, which is basically the group. So conversing with me in the group is a good way to actually converse with me. Freeze-dried food? I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, they do have lots of those big-ass fireworks places. Awesome. See, that's what I was planning on doing with my CNC machine, was making guitars. And then somehow I got into the T8 thing, and it sucked all my time, and now I do this all the time. I always like to tinker and build things, and that was my passion up until, well, this last move that we had. But now I don't have that drive, and sometimes I'd look at things, 3D printers and things like that, and want to fix them, and now I'm just like, I don't even want to mess with this crap, because I got in there and got stuck so many times going through problems and software. It burned me out at some point. I'm like, I don't want this. I'll just buy one that works. But I wouldn't mind trying to build another CNC. Oh, that sounds cool. Look like a Hollywood cowboy, and it's cut like low with a pheasant feather. Family, that's kind of cool. Well, they're pretty affordable now. You can get some. You can get some good ones cheap. You can even get the resin ones cheap now. I got one. I bought a resin one, and it sat here in a box for a damn year. I didn't use it, and I ended up giving it to my brother-in-law because he was jonesing for one. I guess his wife wanted him to have one as much, but he kept talking. He was always dreaming of one and what he would do with one. So I said, "Well, here, take mine. I haven't used it. I haven't even used it yet," and I knew that I wasn't going to. So I was vicariously enjoying it through whatever he was printing at first, and then I guess he got used to it, and I don't hear much about it anymore. Yeah, I've gotten away from that. I really like to get, after this market settles out, and I'd like to start enjoying some stuff again. I've just been too much into the charts and overextended portfolio. I've got too many damn coins to keep up with.
Let the ticker spin. I'm trading rodeo, win or sin. Buy some road today. Throw that bag, don't you delay. Pump.fun, let's play.
Well, they're a lot easier to get and a lot easier to use now. And now with the AI, I mean, I haven't done this, but I'm seeing all these AI 3D modeling things. You get a picture, whatever you want, throw it in there, and they can get a 3D model of it. And some of them are letting you alter it and all this other stuff. The AI and the 3D printing should go together excellent. So they're probably even building some into this to the software or whatever now or something. I'm sure it's going to be integrated with 3D printing too. I haven't checked up on that lately, but yeah. But I have noticed, I've been thinking every time I see some of these AI updates and what they can do, I mean, it's got to be opening up the world. I haven't checked Thingiverse in a long time. That's usually where I'd go and get models to print. I didn't really design too much myself. I did on a few things, basic stuff, but that wasn't really where I was trying to go. But using Blender and all that stuff, and now you don't have to with the AI. Shoot, you might even be able to get, I'd say at some point you might be able to just get a picture and just have it generate the G code. I don't see why it couldn't. My first one was a Wanhao, but it was all metal, made of steel back when everything wasn't made of aluminum or wood or plastic. It came from China. Had a good frame on it. Still got it. It doesn't work anymore. I had to update the board on it. And then I've got I don't know, I bought one out of the box. One of the main names that they had recently. I even forgot what it is. It wasn't very expensive, but I only used it a few times. But it's easier to use than my Wanhao was. Well, I have to remember who had the CNC plans. because that was a good build that I had. I'll share it with you guys. You might be interested in that. It's pretty affordable to build too. I agree, Celinda. I agree. I've definitely had my ups and definitely had the downs on it, and I'm not as happy as I was back in March 2024, April 2024, or whatever, spring of 2024. That was when everything was like, oh my God, all hopeful, and numbers were looking good. And ever since then, I'm like just waiting for the chance to get back to those numbers, and it hasn't happened. Such playing the investment part of it. And the trading part was doing good until we had that big ass drop. Until we had that big wipeout and the perpetuals took a hit. That is always my dream, to be a songwriter. I lived in the place where it could happen and just never had it happen. When I lived in Nashville and I worked just really close to the Grand Ole Opry, I almost throw a rock and hit it. But they had me working all the time. Never had a chance to even go see the Grand Ole Opry or even go to the Writers' Night. Got to go to see a few Writers' Nights. Never got to go actually try to participate in a Writers' Night or anything like that. So the job to be able to afford to live in Nashville sucked all my time, so that didn't quite work out. Really? You two wrote out an AI song and video creation for mobile apps now? Huh. Wonder what their video looks like. Some of them are, yeah. Interesting. Radio says, my first 3D printed item was an older style set of lawn darts. Hardest part was drilling and tapping the stainless for the dart tips. Well, we've hit 2 hours and 30 minutes. I think a lot of it's been the music and just chilling. This is a relaxing time. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and close this down. I appreciate you for hanging out. You guys, 20 people still here. That's impressive for the end screen. That's really impressive. You guys are awesome, man. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll be back again tomorrow, hopefully. Let's the Bitcoin, you're still hanging out at 115,460, working its way up. So you're going to right at 11600, but that 117 area, that's what we're looking at. And I think even Celinda's eyeball in that area too, from past conversations here on the channel. And that's a very important zone we're looking at right there. But I would love to see us get into our full bull run, man. Bitcoin can start acting right, altcoins start acting right. And maybe take the scraps we got left that haven't been taken from us. Spot traders are the ones who came out the winners for sure. And hodlers. And DCAers. The tried and true. Leverage? Well, to some degree, we've experienced having our asses handed to us. And I'm disappointed. Hope I don't find any more coins I think I got that I don't have anymore. That's a sign that I got too many positions open, isn't it? Them things have been open for damn near 2 years, though. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. See you tomorrow night. Let's let the dog wave. God bless and Jesus loves you.